Final thought. One of the things I notice about great leaders is that they act like great leaders. I mean, they do the things that we would expect people in positions of authority to do, especially in public events. Let me close with this final example. I go to a lot of rubber chicken events, you know, the rubber chicken circuit, and networking events and what have you. And I know that for a lot of people, they can be really uncomfortable if you don't know anybody or if you don't have small talk, you know, especially maybe for a new member of Toastmasters. Right? It's going to be excruciatingly painful. Well, I learned a technique that's really just made all the difference in the world for me. I'd like to share it with you. Here it is. Act as a host. Act as a host. Even if you're not the host, it automatically puts you in a position of authority. Share a story about how that worked for me once. This goes back a number of years, and I was attending a professional conference in Orlando. There were going to be about 1,000 people there, and many of whom could become potential clients for my business. But the other reason I wanted to go was because the keynote speaker was Don Shula, former coach of the Miami Dolphins. You know what I'm talking about. The winningest coach in NFL history, led the team to a 17-0 perfect season. And I wanted to meet him. He'd been an idol of mine for years. So I'm thinking, how can I meet Coach Shula? Act as a host. Act as a host. I got it. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I found out what time he was arriving at the hotel late that afternoon. Right? And like any good stalker, I'm waiting in the line. And sure enough, his car pulls up, and before his feet hit the pavement, I mean, I'm on him. Hi, Coach Shula, I'm Gordon Sperry. Welcome to the Orlando Marriott Hotel. Listen, when you get checked in, can I show you the room you're going to be speaking in? He looked at me and he goes, "That'd be great, son." I'm like, so he gets checked in. We're walking down this long corridor to the room. I don't think it was as long as the one down to this auditorium. Yeah, and there was people milling around, you know, and so we're walking side by side, just me and him, and people are looking at him. They know who he is, and they don't know who I am. And they're looking at him, and they don't know who I am. I'm feeling like so cool, right? So he gets to the room, he checks it out, talks with the sound guys, everything's good. We're walking back, and I said, "Coach, can I take you to dinner tonight?" He looks at me and goes, "Well, actually, I was just going to stay in my room tonight, maybe get some room service." So I said, "Yeah, I guess you want to have an early night's rest for your keynote in the morning." He said, "Well, actually, Dolphins are playing on TV tonight. I just thought I'd catch the game." "You're not doing anything. You want to watch the game with me?" Oh my God. My heart is pounding. I can't believe he even asked me this question. Yeah, so we're watching the game that night, right? Just me and him in his room watching the game. He's telling me about the plays. He's telling me about the strategy. He's telling me about when he used to be coach. I mean, it was like, I was like a kid at Christmas. It was just amazing, right? Wait a minute, it gets better. Right? It's like the end of the third quarter. And he goes, "Son," call me son again, right? So cool. "Son, you know, my handler didn't make the trip with me, and he usually does my introductions in the morning. I don't want to impose, but would you want to introduce me to my keynote in the morning?" Let me see. Do I want to introduce, get in front of all these people, potential clients? "No problem, Coach. I would love to. Thank you. So we watched the rest of the game. It was great. I said, you know, he gives me his introduction, and I take it back to my room, and I'm looking at it, and I'm going, I got to change this around. You know, I got to make it something special, because I just wanted it to be great. You know, I just wanted it to be great for the coach. You know, he's like my idol, right? So I'm up rehearsing all night. And so the next morning, I get up, and I go to introduce him, and it goes really well. I mean, it goes really well. It goes so well, here's the trifecta. Later that afternoon, the conference committee came up to me and asked me if I would be interested in emceeing the conference the following year. Not only did I MC the conference the following year, but for the next 3 years I was the MC for that convention. You see how acting as a host put me in front of these people in a position of authority. I mean, I went from being the hunter to the hunted. Nice trick, huh? Be leaders, be fearless leaders. Thank you.